Hey guys, it's me Trevis with BetKarma.com and DFSKarma.com with another video explaining how we won right now. I believe it's over $52,000 on the brand new game mode, which I've been saying on every video I've been doing every week, the easiest DFS game in history. This is on the OwnersBox app. So once again, if you're watching this video for the first time, you haven't seen any of the previous ones, and you're like, what the heck is OwnersBox? Stop the video. Go to OwnersBox.online. Owners, plural, OwnersBox.online. Create an account. Use promo code KARMA. You get a $500 deposit match. It's 100% as well. You get a free entry to this week's massive GPP. I believe it's $50,000 GPP this week. You get a free entry to that, and you also get a free entry to try Lightning lineups. So you can actually win money without even risking anything at all, which is what we're going to go over here. So the game is called Lightning Lineups, and I've been harping on this for weeks now. I've been dropping tens of thousands of dollars of screenshots. A lot of you are catching on. You're picking up on what I'm putting down, and you're getting in the Discord, and we're talking about what we're playing. We're not versing each other. We're only versing the house. We're only versing OwnersBox. It's against the house game, so you don't have to compete, against hundreds of thousands of other lineups like you do on like a DraftKings or anything like that. So let's go into it. You've seen all of the screenshots I've been popping up. We have Thursday Night Football, Sunday main slate, and then this is from Monday Night Football as well for week 4. So these are the newest screenshots, collectively totaling, with all the other ones I put out, over $52,000. So it's time to pay attention. It was already time to pay attention at the beginning, but you gotta pay attention now. We're over $50,000 won. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the screen here real quick for you guys. This is literally what it looks like here. This is Lightning lineups, and so a quick, for the first timers, how this works. Every single time it refreshes, it shows you 3 different lineups. What you have to do to win is just pick which of those lineups, whether it's lineup 1, lineup 2, or lineup 3, is going to score the most points. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you pick lineup 1 and Sutton and Ryan score more points than Judy Pittman combo or Wilson Pierce combo, you win. All you have to do is pick which one scores most fantasy points. You're not versing anybody else. You just have to know which one is going to score the most fantasy points. And if you didn't see in the Discord, we went 5 for 5 on Monday Night Football, so we were perfect with everything that we locked in there. So that's the gist there. So a few other things to go over here for the first timers. Pay attention to the yellow bar at the very bottom of the screen. It slowly over time goes down to nothing, and that is a 60-second timer. Once that goes down, it automatically refreshes. So you don't have a million years to figure out and calculate which of these lineups are going to score the most points. You're going to have to know, like, what are you looking for? What players are undervalued? What players are going to exceed the projections? You also have to do other strategy stuff as well. It's not just picking which lineup's going to score the most. You also have to pay attention to the other 2 lineups. So maybe you really like Sutton and Ryan. Maybe that's just your favorite stack for one player from one team, one player for another team. Which for the single game showdowns, so when it's only one game, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, you'll only see 2 players. You won't see 3. You only see 2 players in every lineup. When you're playing the Sunday 1 p.m. slate or the Sunday 4 p.m. slate, you're going to see 3 players in every lineup. And it gives you a lot more stuff to choose from. So, that being said, something else I want to draw attention to is there's projections on the bottom of these. These are OwnersBox projections. Do not pay any attention to these. OwnersBox projections are not good. So what we've been doing and what we've had a ton of success on, i.e. $52,000 in winning screenshots, is we use our projections on our lineup optimizer and with our DFS Karma premium subscription stuff. So we use our own Karma subscription, premium subscription projections, whether it's the OwnersBox projections portal or the lineup optimizer, and we simply calculate what are the actual projections that Karma is saying, not that OwnersBox is saying. And you want to, if you see something that has, let's just say it's 1,000 points projection, which is impossible just for argument's sake, that doesn't mean it's the best possible play, because if lineup number 2 is 999 points, there's only a 1 point difference. So not only do you want to find the ones that have a lot of points, but you want to find the ones that have the most points compared to the other lineups. Now, you don't have to wait until it refreshes. So the line is going down, it's about to refresh, but if you see these, you're like, I don't like anything here, you can just click this lineup, Lightning Lineups button right here, and it'll populate a new set. So if you look at it real quick, you go, nope, I'm not liking anything here, just keep clicking this over and over and over again. You can click it infinity times. Now, there is not just a 1v2 game here. The base game of what you see without clicking anything else is 1v2. You're picking one of these lineups to outscore the other two, but you have the option, more often than not, to click and add lineup button here. So I clicked this, it added another lineup, so I still have to pick one, but now I have to outscore 3 lineups. And what that does, you see right here, is it changes the payout. So without that, the payout is 2.25x of whatever you want to put down. But with it, it goes to 3x. And you can keep clicking this on Sunday main slates when there's tons of players to choose from, tons of lineups. You can keep clicking it to about 6x, I believe, is still the max. So if you want to get risky, play a GPP style, pick one to verse, I think a 6x is like 10 lineups, so like 1v9. But I would say 85 to 90% of my winning screenshots is 1v2. I do sometimes, if I see an opportunity, do 1v3, but I never really play 1v4s or 1v5s or get anything crazier than that, because I just play the safer route, and as you see, it's working out for us. But yeah, so right now, Jonathan Taylor, as of this recording, which is 1:54 p.m. on Tuesday Eastern Time, he has not been ruled out yet. And so what we want to pay attention to here is you want to pay attention to injury news. You want to pay attention to a lot of stuff. Now, if you're playing a 1v3, let's say, for example, I do pick Jonathan Taylor, or I pick any other lineup versus Jonathan Taylor, lineup 3. If he gets ruled out, the entire contest is void. You don't lose any money. It gets canceled because it gets void. That's what happens. But if he plays and he's super limited, that's a huge edge for you to play the other lineups. So if he doesn't play, you have zero risk because the entire thing gets canceled. But if he does play, you want to make sure you have him because he's going to be limited, to my knowledge of what I've seen. So things like that, you got to pay attention to injury news. Let's say, for example, here's something else as well. So if he's going to be limited, okay, who's the next backup? Who's going to get more of that market share of the running back snaps? Well, Hines is going to be back there a lot more if he's going to be limited, right? So Hines gets a boost, he gets a downgrade. So now we're looking at a Wilson-Hines combo here. So without me doing any research on actual projections, just based on that, I already know that the Wilson-Hines is probably the most optimal because OwnersBox is not, I don't believe they factored in the Jonathan Taylor limitation into their projections. Something I haven't drawn attention to yet is a question that you may be thinking of: how do they determine, how are these lineups decided? So there's an algorithm. These aren't pre-decided lineups that get shown to you. It's just an algorithm that continuously spits out players. But how they determine the players is the OwnersBox projection. So you will always see lineups stacked together that have similar projection. I don't think I've ever seen anything crazier than like maybe 4 or 5 point difference from the least projected lineup to the highest one. So they're always similar projections. So you can see like massive, for the Sunday main slate, you'll see massive projections of like A-list players, top of the fantasy chart stuff. And you can also see nobody players, but they're all similar in their projections, so they're going to be matched up against each other. So you can see a bunch of different things using this. So that's how they determine which players get shown in the lineups. But as I was mentioning earlier, pay attention to injury news, pay attention to not just players like Jonathan Taylor, who's going to be limited, but in our Sunday winning screenshot where we made $9,000, some things that we attacked was Josh Reynolds of the Detroit Lions because of injury news. We attacked Mike Williams in a Herbert Williams stack because of injury news. We attacked Olave, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right, because of injury news. And so there's all these players that we targeted because of injury news, and it worked out for us. But you see, it just keeps refreshing there automatically every time that yellow line goes down. Some other things you want to pay attention to. First off, all of this has been mentioned inside of our Discord chat. So everybody that's already dropping winning screenshots are those that have been paying attention. I go through every single decision I make on this is why I played this. I drop all of those knowledge bombs inside of the Discord. Something else as well is I like to focus on 2 QB stacks. So for Sunday main slate, if you're able to find 2 quarterbacks in one stack, generally when that happens, that third player is garbage, projected 5 points or less. But if they're versing other lineups that aren't really that good either, then I always favor a 2 quarterback stack. I love targeting team stacks, quarterback, receiver, especially if it's a late receiver. I know Mills is a garbage quarterback, but a Mills-Cooks combo when Cooks had a great game, that won for us as well. We played Herbert, Mike Williams, which also had an injury boost because Keenan Allen was out. That 1-1. I had a 2 quarterback stack. One of them was Geno Smith, who had an amazing game, so that 1-1. One of them had TJ Hawkinson, which I know has an injury boost. He went off, so that 1-1. So all of these strategy things that you look for, they have been paying off for us. We've been just for week 4 alone, as I mentioned, we had $15,000 worth of screenshots, and these are not 6x screenshots. These are literally 2.25 screenshots. So get in our Discord if you're not there yet, because you're already out $52,000 plus dollars. But yeah, pay attention to strategy. If that's the one thing I harp on, it is strategy. You want to make sure you're picking the most optimal lineup, but also you want to have the most optimal difference gap from the best lineup that you're offered to the other 2 lineups. You want to find something that is maybe projected at 30 for a single game slate. If you can find something that's like a 30 projection and these other 2 lineups are maybe 25 and 22 or something like that, that's good. But if you find a 30 projection, which sounds great, and the other 2 are projected to score 29 and 28, there's not much of a variance gap there, so you're kind of trapping yourself. So you want to find the gap. So if you find something that's a trash projection of maybe 15 points, it's good if the other 2 are 10 and 9, because there's still that 5+ point gap there. So you got to pay attention to a lot of things. For the main slate stuff, you want to pay attention to team stacks, 2 quarterback stacks. You can do QB tight end if the tight end's pretty good. Like pretty good, a top 10 tight end, or top 10 in projections for tight ends anyway. You want to target some second string tight end that gets like 1 target every other couple weeks. So yeah, like I said, it's the same strategy I've been saying every single video all the time in Discord. Hopefully now with this whole $50,000, $52,000 thumbnail or title, you go, maybe I should start paying attention to the guy who's been trying to get me to play the easiest DFS game in the world. So if that's you, get in our Discord, go to dfskarma.com/chat, get in the OwnersBox NFL channel, and start winning along with us. That's it.